Hello, everybody. Hello, this is Mr. Chisisi here in Johannesburg. I'm trying to talk to you through YouTube. As you know, I've got a YouTube channel which you need to subscribe so that you watch whatever I'm going to say once I come live on YouTube. In the past, I did give advice to the DPP government to say that this case is not winnable in the court of law, meaning the presidential case. You cannot spend that money, 600 million, to spend it on the elections. It's better to use that money for the elections which are coming. But they chose not to listen. They pumped bad ideas into Jenny Answer's head. After that, I still continued to warn them to say, please, I'm not a lawyer by profession, but I can easily see that the route that you have taken, you are going to crash. The best way to do is just to abandon this case and focus on what needs to be focused, which is the elections. At least you have a little bit of dignity, but they chose not to listen. Okay, I continued to say, you can hire me as your lawyer, but my only advice, if you take me, is that you need to abandon this case. Otherwise, I'm going to take this case to court, not for the sake of winning. So that's what your lawyer did. He knew that he's not going to lose anything. He's going to get paid a lot of money. And right now that you have lost the case from all of these courts, you have been billed with 900 billion Malawi kwacha. And that is very pity that that money is not going to come into our personal pockets. It is going to come from the Malawians themselves, who are the taxpayers of the very same elections that needs to be conducted. They must pay that money for the lawyers, and they need to pay money for the elections. So, which is quite a process and a wasteful expenditure of the money or public resources. Jenny Answer, I think the courts of Malawi should have told Jenny Answer and the crew to say that you should pay from your own pockets. They wouldn't have proceeded with what is happening now. So this is my message to all Malawians. When you go to vote, the answer is very clear. Vote for Saulos Cross Chirima and his counterpart, Dr. Lazarus Chakwera, who is the torchbearer of these elections when it comes to the Atose Alliance. So we as the Malawian citizen, we need to come back home, but we cannot come back home when we know that our kids will be starving. Even though here we are also starving due to this lockdown, but at least we can manage to send 20 rand to our children. So we need leaders who have their own interest, will abandon their own interest for the sake of Malawians. But what it looks like in Malawi is that you join politics in order to get rich. That is why you have got some members of parliament who were musicians. They were singing very good songs for Malawians. And Malawians entrusted them that these people, they are going to represent us in the August House. But when they came to August House, they started changing tunes. They distanced themselves from the very songs that they were singing, which were pro-Malawians. So today, I'm not going to mention names, but those who are going to see this video, they will know who I'm talking about. But in the next video, I'll be able to show which person I'm talking about. So Africa is not poor, but the problem is that the leaders that we have are the leaders who are sellouts or hypocrites. They can tell you something today, but tomorrow they will do something else. When you ask them, they say, no, I don't know about the past. Let us focus in the future. You must be held accountable for what you have been doing or what you have been saying. So you cannot say, I cannot talk about this just because it is in the past. No. I have been saying that Peter Mutharika was in America working in the restaurant. Many people have refused to believe that. But Judge, I also question their own thinking capacity to say, if you say Peter Mutharika was working as a lawyer, you call him a constitutional law expert. Why is it that he knows that this case, the Electoral Commission mandate is to count the votes, to pronounce who has won the votes according to what they provided? But they went outside of their mandate, manipulated the electoral process, they announced a wrong president, then the same time you expect the court to agree with them when they have broken the law. So I ask, is this Peter Mutharika really, was he working in the School of Laws in America? Was he a teacher of lawyers in America? Is it true? Or they just tell us because we don't know anything? So many African leaders, instead of representing their own people, they choose to represent their own pockets, which must be denied by all of African citizens. Today we are being called Kwerekwere in South Africa because of the borders which were created by slave masters. The African leaders, when they go to African Union, eating our own money because we fund those African meetings, which is conducted by heads of states. We pay as African citizens. They go there talking very right things, but when they get out of those that chamber, they start saying these are foreigners. Or you go there, you say, no, we have to scrap these borders which were imposed by the Europeans. At the same time, when you came out of that meeting, you maintain the borders. So who are you fooling? We must wake up, we African people, if we need to know what is right.